everybody, welcome back. I haven't done one of these videos in a while. We are through the chia process. I think we struck a record here, actually. I have more of you guys percentage-wise that have passed the test than in any other class I've had or any other semester. So kudos to you, pat yourselves on the back. And those of you that did not, and there's very few of you, you only missed by a couple of points. So, I'll take that as a win. And if you need to retake it and we haven't connected yet, please make sure you get in touch with me. We kind of worked a deal to where your retake is not, you don't have to pay for it. So anyhow, do that. And if you like these videos, if these are worthwhile to you, please let me know. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy giving you guys the opportunity to hear from me. And I enjoy the reciprocity, hearing from you. Now, this week we're going to be talking about forecasting demand. And this is the crystal ball, if you will. And back when I started doing this and started doing forecasting, I would use what I thought was sophisticated, which is take historical data and run a trend line out of my Excel spreadsheet for the next, whatever the time frame is. And I would get all my metrics off of that. And then I would play with the variables to see what moves. And then I would look at the demand movers. That is, do we have any events coming? What incremental value can we add because of marketing activities or community activities or competitive, activities? Do they have a new hotel coming up? Do they have a new casino coming up? What have you? So that was back in the Stone Age. Now we have tools like STAR. The STAR reports, which you guys just went through some wonderful exam and a process there to learn that. So you have those tools down to the granular level, letting you know what's coming up and what the historical values are. So with this, the forecasting, not only is it important for just the revenue component, you have to schedule staff. And you can learn early outs when you can schedule them in advance. If you're scheduling 2 weeks in advance, for those of you who've ever worked bartending or waiting or front desk anywhere, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But as a revenue manager, you want to balance the customer service levels with the revenue optimization. So you don't want to reduce all your employees or your staffing to the point of where you're removing removing the ability to deliver good service or good human touch. You also have an effect on supplies and ordering. We know certain things come up and down as they go. If you've got a football game coming in for the weekend, we know you can probably raise the prices, your ADR on your rooms. And we also know that your alcohol may go up as well. So you need to pre-order. So it has an effect on all of those things. And let's see, of course, there are some wonderful formulas, which you should have already gone through if you went through the with the chia certification. You'll also revisit RevPAR, ADR. You'll talk about fixed average and rolling averages. All of these are concepts that should not be new to you. And you'll learn about the different kind of reports from groups and from the group sales division. Those are pretty important reports because they do handle certain blocks. So you'll take a look at that. Now, demand generators. This is more on the crystal ball side because they're inconsistent. A lot of them are inconsistent. Sometimes you'll have things that are again and again. They happen every year. For example, the Jazz Fest in New Orleans. You may have heard me talk about that before. It happens every time. So we know what's going to, the demand, the occupancy. We know what's going to happen on those 2 weekends. You also know football schedules in advance. So if you're in a college town or an NFL town, you know exactly what's going to happen year over year. And you can use that historical data to base your forecasts on. However, some things are one-offs. The introduction of a new competitor, the reduction of a competitor, the increase in a CVB, a Convention and Visitor Bureau activity. Believe it or not, Baton Rouge here has landed the World Bowling tour or something like that. It's got everybody booked, from New Orleans through Lake Charles for, I want to say, 3 weeks. It's ridiculous. And then you've got fairs and festivals, which this time of the year is huge. I know they have them in Northwest Arkansas. They have them at my place in Minnesota. They've got massive ones out in California that I know about. And I was just looking in New Orleans because I wanted to get down there and do some video for my classes. And I'm looking at this weekend, wouldn't you know, they've got 4 festivals, which I still may go to. You got the Reggae Fest, you got the Caribbean Festival, a couple of Oktoberfests, and the big one, which is the Crescent City Blues and Barbecue Festival, which is, again, a blowout of music and food, which is kind of the theme with New Orleans, but nonetheless, it's another excuse for folks to get out. And it does affect all of the room revenues, the hotel revenues, what have you. Just to give you an example, I normally stay at a hotel, a couple of 3 hotels in New Orleans, and they range anywhere from 150 to 240, 230, depending on the day, time of year, and how the revenue is managed. Now, let me give you a look this weekend. Because of those festivals, and on Sunday, the Saints are playing at home against Cincinnati, and the hometown hero, Joe Burrow, went to LSU, so you've got a lot of fans going to this game and making a weekend out of it. The Best Western in the Central Business District, not in the French Quarter, but the CBD, is going for $338. Because I'm a part of a club, I get it at $289. Still, that's a Best Western. All right. Let's see what else we got. Virgin Hotels, which I have not tried yet. Richard Branson's hotels. I want to get down there, shoot some video to bring it back to you to show you what it's like. But total $546 a night for Virgin Hotels. Omni Riverfront, $349. I stay at the sister property quite often. And Hotel Monteleone, which is another one I stay at. And I get great rates there. And it is historic. And if you come with us on our New Orleans trip, which we're putting together for an intercession, and you get to come hang out with me, we will probably stay at the Hotel Monteleone. Right now, they're going this weekend for $709 a night, and that's with my discount. The Saint Hotel in New Orleans is $399. That's right there on Canal. Very famous for the people and the things that have happened in that particular hotel. I recommend you taking a look at those suites there. Good photos online. And let's see if I've got the one that I usually stay. There's the Omni Riverfront. I just mentioned it. It's not even for sale. For open this weekend. Oh, anyhow, here it is. Omni Royale, $444. I normally get that one for $120, $130. Right there on. Anyhow, my point's made that you can. The revenue is maximized on weekends when there are effects of different activities going on. The factors that affect the future demand are these different demand generators, as they're called, and that in this case is the fairs and festivals. Let's see what else they have. Road construction, absolutely. Road construction is one up in Minnesota. We have weather also that can affect or detract from the demand. Believe it or not, up north Minnesota, demand increases during the winter because you have so many people that get out and do winter sports, everything from dog sledding to skiing, cross-country skiing, snowmobiling, and ice fishing. So the prices go up during that time frame. And as a revenue manager, you want to stay with it and you want to follow that demand. So if the demand's there, you match the prices. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Go through these and you'll see some exercises in here for Rev Part. You've gone through this already. There's a few exercises here, but we'll have the quiz at the end of the week as usual. If you have any questions on this, I hate doing this just by video. I wish you guys, we had the back and forth. But if you want that, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk to you and meet with you. So anyhow, have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.